welcome back to Voluminum. This is episode 11. Welcome to the pit of disaster. That's what I'm calling this. I'm in a pit here. This is just a hole kind of centered around all the farms I've tried to do for a proper sorting system for all the farms. I talked about this in early episodes that I wanted to bring all the drops from each farm into a singular place, and so I wanted to do that properly. So you have all the farms kind of scattered around here. The sugarcane, melon and pumpkin over there, the slime here, carrot and potatoes, and then you've got your tree farm and a cobblestone farm. Also the bee farm, not fast, but it's it's a farm, and then the wheat and beetroots. So I spent, let's just go into camera mode really quick so I can show you this. Probably a couple days work just setting up shulker box loaders at under each station instead of loads of double chests into a little dropper here that sends it into a water stream. Now, I did this for the mob farm as well. For each item at the mob farm, sorted into shulker boxes and then sent into a water stream. Same goes for melon and pumpkin, slime, carrot and beetroot. And the reason I'm going into camera mode here is so you can get a better view at kind of the work that I had to do for getting all these water streams to link up. You've got them all going into a singular water stream from each direction. So you've got most of them coming into this one, and then the carrot and beetroot, carrot and potato, and then the wheat and beetroot will be going into this one, and then the tree and cobblestone, they go into this one, and they go right here into this hopper into a shulker box sorter. So this isn't an item sorter. This only sorts shulker boxes. And the way it does that is it takes a shulker box, dispenses it really quickly to take one item out and send that item into this dropper line, and then it takes the shulker box after it breaks it, and the box goes into this dropper line. Now the way that works is it takes an item out so it can filter it. So I have these filters up here, and so all these filters are for all the farms I have. It's simple enough. But this is just not working, and I don't know why. I am like at my wit's end here. I have tested this thing over and over and over, and I've copied and pasted it into different worlds. I've copied this world exactly, pasted it in different directions, north and south, east. Right now it's east and west, right? I copied it onto north and south. Different results, but still doesn't work. And this is a design by Samos the Sage. This particular one, I believe he got the original like shulker box splitter sorter system up here from C5. Someone in a lot of tech discords. I think he plays mostly on the Fab Evil server, if that's right. At any rate, it's also pretty similar to the shulker box sorter that Pala came up with like a year or so ago. It's similar, but it's not exactly the same. This one's a little more updated, a lot more optimized because it locks hoppers where it needs to. And if you don't know, that helps with lag, locking the hoppers. But anyways, so like I said, the shulker box goes into this dropper line, and this observer line, it triggers all these droppers to send them on. And the way it's supposed to work is it sends them, parallel. It'll send the item on that one, the shulker box on this one. And when the item lines up with the filter, it will send a signal over to this piston and activate this dispenser here. And it will dispense it for just a second to put the item back in, and then break it almost immediately with this piston here. These are always extended. but like in the same tick, I think, will dispense it and break it. But it dispenses it long enough for it to get this item back in, and then break it long enough to put into this hopper, and then send down this dropper line into the storage. So that is the way it is supposed to work. But for me, it is taking the box and the item, sending them parallel, but instead just kicking the box out at the end here, and the item still goes into the system. I don't know what to do. It doesn't do it as much if this same thing is pasted north and south. I've got a test world, and it's pasted in. This is obviously like this is the main world as the server is not pasted in. I built all this in survival. It's a bit longer than his world download. He's only got an example of which form drops, so there's like 5 here. So I just this is 20. Shouldn't be any difference. It's the exact same thing, tileable, but for whatever reason, it will not work for me. And this is me for now giving up on this project because I've been at this for a couple of days now and I can't get it to work. So, which is really disappointing because I was actually pretty excited for this, to have all the items come in loaded up into boxes at the farms and then sent along into water streams into here, to have it really organized. And it's even got this Shulker box viewer down here on the bottom, so when boxes are loaded into these, they'll load up the dispensers before the chests, and you can hit a button and you can just take some items out if you only need a few items. But I cannot get it to work. So if anyone can give me any ideas as to why this wouldn't be working, that would be great. I've tried everything. There's supposed to be a buffer box in the dispenser for each item, and that buffer box just allows it to have time to get that one in the dropper line, and then it dispenses the buffer box to take the item and sends that into the system, and then uses that one you put in as the next buffer box. But like I said, it is not doing that for me. It's just taking the box that I put in and kicking it out on the other side. And if I put a buffer box in here, it just dispenses the buffer box, takes the item, and then sends that box into the system, but will still kick out the next box. I really don't know what else to do here. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss, and I'm accepting defeat for now because I don't want to waste any more time on this. For now, I've just got all of the farms. They're still loaded into boxes, but I've just put some chests beside them now. You see here. So if I use them, if I need to use them, they'll be loaded into boxes still, but they'll just be put into chests right under the farms. So not like how I wanted to, but you know, this will work for now until either I find a solution or decide on something different. And I should point out why this area is so big. So this, you can see the hole here is kind of like a kind of a circle thing. Well, I originally had it to where, see, there's 5 spaces here, and there's 20 filtered items. I was gonna have 5 on this slice, 5, 5, and 5, and that's how it was. So you can see I've dug out the space here. This was built up into 4 different sections. There was the original here with the mob drops, and then, you know, divided up into 5 for each of these here. And I was gonna make a nice tiled floor with, you know, kind of design this room a little bit, spruce it up, and then have the items sorted. And the way that I had it running there was it would just go through the first 5 and then round the corner through a water stream. And you can see I've already set, like, I had the water stream set up to where it would round the corners, go to the next one, round the corners, and go to the next one. But I ran into a problem that, because timing is so heavily relied on, you need to have these, like, no more than 4 game ticks apart, I think. They don't need to have too big a separation, basically, because when that item goes through the top line, it sends that signal once it gets to the right filter, and that box needs to be in the same section when it unlocks for it to go down. And if it's not, it's just going to keep going. So that was a problem I ran into with the water streams, is that the water stream was fine after the first 5, but then when it would round the corner, it would slow down on each one because the top section is a little bit shorter than the bottom. So this would speed along, the item would get there before the box. So what I did was just loop them with an observer and dropper line. So it would go through the first 5, kick out to just a singular observer and dropper line for the top and the bottom. That way they were synced up, but it still wasn't working. It was either kicking the box out at the end, or the box would get stuck somewhere, or the item would get stuck somewhere. And I said, okay, the hell with it. I'll just line them up down here, and I'll make a different room design or something. So I shouldn't have to worry about timings at all. It should all be, they're all right next to each other. I don't have to worry about them getting desynced along the line here, going around in this circle. So I put them all next to each other, and I've still had no success with this working. But today is a new day, and I'm not going to sit here and be discouraged. Let's move on and do something fun. You can't beat just hanging out on the beach with turtles, doing some fishing in your future perimeter. Sometimes you just gotta take the armor off, kick back, do some fishing. But I do need some Nautilus shells, so that's kind of the point of this here. Because I've got 1 conduit to my name. This is what accepting defeat has drove me to. Just fishing. Not even AFK, just actually fishing. Just having turtles watch me. Can you... Oh, you can pull them! Can I pull a squid? Oh, a little bit. You can't really do it anymore, it seems. Oh, come on. Oh, no, it doesn't work. This is a good view here. What's up, buddy? Alright, it's been a few days, and I've been busy digging here at the perimeter. It's looking more like a 1.12 ocean. It's a lot more flat. You know, just minus all the fish and seaweed down there. I've got my gamma override turned on, so it's a lot easier to see. And this has helped a lot with mining in the ocean, because that's mainly what I've been doing over the weekend here. But I've got almost all of it flattened down to Y30. This goes for trying to fly. Oh, you can. What? Okay. I guess you can fly underwater. But you can see here. I can go up and get a better view. Yeah, the dolphins are a real pain, because mining underwater after 1.13, the items float up to the surface. So when I come up to try and collect them instead of having them despawn, a lot of them did despawn, but I've got most of them, I think. The dolphins will give you boost, like the dolphin's grace, and then you just go Mach 5 in the water, and it's really annoying because then you can't pick up the blocks like you need to. So I've probably killed a few dolphins, but we have this corner left. That's it. It's not too bad, really. There was another little island here, the turtle island. I don't know where those turtles went to. Oh, what on earth? That's a weird view. I wonder if that's an Optifine bug. Huh. Yeah, if you hit F1, it just goes kind of crazy. Ugh, let's not do that anymore. Yeah, this is the last bit I'm working on over here, and then this will be flat, and the machine will be ready to run. Alright, I'm sure you noticed over there on the right, Diamond Peak Uses scoreboard. I added up all my statistics for blocks mined with a pickaxe, axe, and a shovel. And I've got them, whoops. I'll show you here, objective, set display, sidebar. I've got one for axe, shovel, and picks. And this is our 1/1,000,000th block mined with a pickaxe. And we're gonna keep it 1/1,000,000th block. What's today? The 24th. Woo! It's pretty cool. And if we ever get to 2/1,000,000th and 3/1,000,000th and 4th, you know, yada yada. If we fill this up somehow, we'll just keep going up. But I thought that was pretty cool to keep. Alright, I've got all the materials I need to make this monstrous contraption. This is going to be one of the biggest machines that I've built myself, just to remove water. But this is going to be definitely worth it. This is going to be, in theory, a lot quicker than placing sand, and a lot less hassle, because this will just take it all the way down to Y30. Worst case scenario, it might leave some water down there, but we can just sponge the very bit that's left. There shouldn't be much left, if any. This is the beginning of the contraption. Like I said, this is designed by Comet107 on YouTube, and like I said, I extended it, so his download, I think, is about from there to here, something like that. Ooh. Oh, that's just the... That scared me. I was like, oh, I have the MOV switch on. Okay. Phew. But yeah, this just should go all the way there. And I dug a little bit. I realized that after I placed the schematic in here, this is a little bit bigger than I actually needed, but that's totally fine. Like I said, this is mainly just to drain the bulk of the water, and then the perimeter design will be dug out accordingly. So this is just to get rid of all the water and not have to worry about it, and then we can design the floor that we need. So I'm just going to get to building here. No! Damn! It is not my day for redstone. My god. So two things. I forgot to record the time lapse of me building this, so you didn't even get to see that. But I did remember to start recording once I started the machine, but I forgot some crucial elements to this. There needs to be 4 pillars. This is just a backup creative copy, by the way, so that's why I'm in creative. There needs to be pillars right about here on every side. Oops, not there. Like all the way down, you know. And then just outside this piston here on all 4 sides to keep the sources from generating back. And that's the issue I had here. See, the sources came down through here and they triggered these observers and kind of stopped the machine. So, but luckily I've got a backup of the world before I started it, so this is an easy fix. All I got to do is upload this, not this version, this is, like I said, a copy. Upload the backup before I started it, and build the pillars, and then we can start it again. But, setback after setback, I tell you, I don't know. Alright, let's keep going.
king of the swingers, oh, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man cub, and stroll right into town, and be just like the other men. I'm tired of walking around. Oh, ooby-doo, ooby-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You say it's true, and it's like me. Can learn to be human too. Oh, ooby-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You say it's true, and it's like me. Can learn to be human too. Oh, ooby-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you.
Alright, well it didn't go all the way down to Y30, but I think we can sponge the rest. A lot more work to be done, but hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time.